Welcome, welcome. Happy Monday. We're going to do the goddess cards today. So get your questions ready. Excited to be here with you. Sorry about last week. I needed a break. That's the truth. So here we are today. All right, so go ahead and ask yourself a question. And I'm going to pull two cards. Decide what what card is going to answer your question. Okay? All right. Card number one. Infinite supply. You are supplied for today and all of your tomorrows. So this is actually something that's been coming up a lot in my own practice. So this card is really about, coming from a place of abundance rather than a place of lack. So basically, like whatever it is that we want, whatever it is that we're working towards, a lot of the times we don't realize it, but we're actually coming from like the fear of not having it rather than the trust that it is coming. So that's really what needs to be changed in the way that whatever you asked, in the way that you're kind of like your outlook and and really your intention, like really taking a moment to see if you can just switch the intention to come from a place of like, I trust that this is coming, so therefore I'm going to make these choices, rather than like, I'm going to make these choices because I'm afraid that it's not going to come. So this is really just letting you know that like you are fully supported. Like you are, this is also like a money card, that like you are supplied for today and all of your tomorrows, that you have everything that you need, that you are cared for, taken care of. This is like a don't worry card, like just know that there's enough, that there's enough out there. And if you're approaching the situation thinking that there isn't enough, or you're, for instance, like dating, I see this all the time, right? Like if I am thinking that I want this kind of person, but I think this kind of person is very rare, then that is a lack mentality. That's this idea that like what I want, yes, yeah, I do believe it exists, but it's not easy to find. And that's just us trying to make ourselves feel special and all these things. But the truth is that we live in a world that is infinite. We live in a planet of variety. So there's a lot available to us, and that this, whatever you're, asking about, approaching it from, if you believed that there was enough, if you believed that you were cared for and supported, how would you proceed? And that's what this is about. Okay? Hope that was helpful. All right, card number two. Leap of faith. Take a risk and put your heart's true desire into action. Those of you who picked this card are like, oh no. So this is, pretty straightforward. This is like you're not going to know until you try, right? Like we can't sit here and like predict all these. When it comes to the future, there's so many different paths, and we can sit here and try to like imagine what each path might look like. But the truth is that even in these paths, there's so many variables, and there's a lot of, if people are involved, there's free will, all this kind of stuff. So we just have to try. We have to like try out the path and just know that, nothing's permanent, that you can try, make that move. And if it doesn't work, you'll pivot to another way, but you have to go with what you're feeling called to go. And just because you don't see the whole path doesn't mean it's not the right choice. And that's where people go wrong with intuition. I think a lot of times we think like, oh, my intuition should be strong enough to show me exactly how everything's going to pan. And that's not true. Like I don't live my life knowing exactly how everything is going to pan at all, but I can feel into what is the next step for me, right? So this is really about what is calling you the deepest. And yeah, even though there's tons of risk, like just take the first step and just know that you're going to do your best to try it out. And if not, there's going to be some sort of pivot, and that's okay. So just go with the step that you see, start taking a step towards that way, and just know that it doesn't mean that it's going to completely pan the way you want it to pan, but that you are supported in that step. So it's time to take a leap of faith, go with your heart, and jump. Ooh, that's exciting. I love like the unknown and like leaps of faith. One of my favorite things. All right, guys, thanks. Thanks for being here with me. Thanks for choosing cards with me. I hope you have a beautiful week, and I look forward to seeing you the rest of the week.